Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of That Average Joe. So, guess who is behind on his costume making for DragonCon this year? This guy. I always am. I guess I work better under pressure. But one of the main costumes that I wanted to do this year was Fisto from the old He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series. If you remember Fisto, he's got a beard, which is the #1 prerequisite to be a character for me. So, I love my beard. I don't want to shave it. So I have to find a lot of characters that have beards, and it gets harder and harder every year. But I really want to do Fisto, and this video is just going to be becoming Fisto. So I'm going to show you my ideas on how I'm going about things. I'm not going to go so much into the technical details of everything because there's much better people out there to show you how to glue and much better people out there to show you how to cut. I'm going to give you like a few little tips here and there to get you started and everything, but my video is mainly on this costume only. So just my ideas on it, what I'm planning on doing, and you're going to get to see whether it works out or not. So right now, this is what I'm doing. I bought some cheap robotic fists. They actually make noise normally. This one's not doing it right now. Ooh. Well, anyway, cheap robotic fists from Amazon. 13 bucks. So, it really kind of has the gauntlet top look that I'm wanting to start with. There'll be a lot of modifications to it and everything like that. But really what I wanted, this is supposed to be a robot fist, but it looks like a gauntlet a bit, like an overdone gauntlet, like Fisto has. He just has a giant silver fist. So I'm gonna see if I can modify this thing to become the fist. That's the hard part. So what I'm gonna do is actually use EVA foam to create the backside that comes up to my, right around my elbow. It's a large thing, it kind of takes up the whole thing. And EVA foam to kind of go around and make like, there's some, which in the picture you'll see that there's like some raised parts. There's some little nodules on it and everything that I got ideas for. But right now that's the main thing. The #1 tip I am gonna say when you are working with EVA foam is measure with EVA foam. If you measure with the tape measure around this right here, you're gonna get a measurement that when you cut the EVA foam, it is not going to match up. So the best way to do it is actually measure with EVA foam. So what I've done is I've taken EVA foam, like a small piece, and I went around it and kind of got the size that I need to start with on this. So that's tip #1. So when you come back, the hard work will be done. Thanks. So as you can see, I've got my rough glove done, pretty much. So what I done was I used this, actually kind of super glued the cuff onto it, then remeasured a couple of these bands to go across. It's got a lot of work to do. I've got to go back in and fill all these seams up with caulk, and I'm actually probably going to make like a little trim right here out of craft foam to cover up the rough spots, and rivet into this and everything. But it's a pretty good start, I think. So first step for Fisto, done. Hey guys, so this is what I've come up with since my initial building. So I was going to get you caught up on it. I ended up taking this back ring off because it kind of gave it a robotic look, which I didn't really like. And I added a little extra thing here. These right here that I wanted, like these oversized rivets that are really kind of what gives this gauntlet its flair. I actually used their furniture gliders. So they already had like a nail top thing, so I could just stick it in. I just used some super glue to make sure that the top stayed on, and then actually glued inside so they wouldn't move around. And I used a smaller 4 right here, along with just a washer behind them to give it that look like he has on the end of his glove. And as you can see, I used caulk to go in and fix my seams for painting and everything like that. So right now, it still looks rough and everything like that, but I'm hoping that once I paint it, it's gonna look even better. So I'm almost to the last step of, well, actually the next step of this is gonna be plaster dipping it before I do the actual paint job, and I'll do one more and I'll show you it plaster dipped and all in the black coating and stuff like that, so I can steal my EVA foam. But so far I'm happy with it. So this is my plaster dipped fist. Not too shabby, I don't think. I'm hoping it really pops whenever I put the silver to it now. So last step for the glove coming up next. Oh yeah, and I do wear a lot of tank tops when I'm working on costumes because they're very comfortable, so nip that before you guys noticed it. So here it is, guys. It's the finished glove. I'm pretty happy with it. I had a few minor difficulties with the paint and everything, but for the most part, it came out okay. And it puts me one step closer to becoming Fisto. Next up is going to be creating the armor. So be sure to give me a like, give me a subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this episode of That Average Joe. Thanks.
Subscribe. Subscribe.